Hey, good morning, everybody. Got a rainy morning here in Columbus. You can see it doesn't bother Annie at all. She's running way ahead of me. We needed the rain anyway, so it's good. Rain isn't always bad. All right. Well, I'm trying to do this while letting Annie run a little bit free. Um, Thanks for joining my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so and share it with others. I'd really appreciate it. It's where I talk about mental health being spiritual health. Mental health is spiritual health. And I believe that spiritual health, God, can heal us. I truly believe that. He healed me twice. And that's why I talk about it. Today, we're going to talk about lessons in patience. And we're going to be in the book of James, chapter 1, the very beginning of the book of James. I believe it's verses 2 through 12. Let me get my little cheat sheet out here, which reminds me, some of my content, or this content especially, comes from the Our Daily Bread booklet, which you can also get, something to read every day. Um, and you can get it at ourdailybread.org. So this one is, we're going to focus on, we're going to focus on James chapter 1, verse 4. He writes, "Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. So let's start off with a real world example of patience. And this I almost can't believe, but it's true. There is a man named Bob Salem who holds the record for pushing a peanut up Pikes Peak with a spoon attached to his face. I don't know what that looks like, but he's got a spoon attached to his face and he's pushing a peanut up Pikes Peak. And it took him 7 days. Now, I guess he did it at night to avoid all the tourists. And there were 3 other people who actually did this too. So he's the world record holder for that. Now, I got to say, you got to have a lot of patience for that. You might think that that's self-inflicted patience, which it is, and unfortunately for us, that's not always the case in our world, right? We always have to exhibit patience at times when we don't want to, or patience comes from times that are tough in life, right? And that's how we learn, honestly. Let's see, it says here, Paul calls it, patience, the fruit of the Spirit. It's the fruit of the Spirit. And it's a virtue of becoming mature and complete and not lacking anything, which is what James said. But patient people keep their heads when everyone else is kind of losing it, right? And patient people, of course, they want the situation to be different. It's not like they want to be inconvenienced or delayed, but they don't need it to be different. They stay the course, trusting God for wisdom to act wisely. So the problem with patience in the real world is there's only one way to learn it, right? And James says, the testing of your faith produces patience, right? And it can come in big or small ways. You know, like for me, I used to travel a lot, and flights would be delayed. Sometimes they'd only be delayed 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. Sometimes, I'd be trying to get home and it would be a 10 p.m. flight. It'd be delayed to 11, 12, 1, 2 in the morning. Uh-oh. Annie is off to the races. Annie! I don't even see her anymore. Okay, here she comes. Sometimes it would be after midnight. Then they would cancel the flight, have to stand in line to rebook for the next morning for like a 6 a.m., wait for a shuttle bus to take you to a hotel, get a couple hours sleep, get on the bus, come back to the airport. And who knows? God might be testing your patience again and that flight might be delayed. So they come in big and small ways. Sometimes, I have to admit this, when I was younger and our children were younger, I wish I had more patience with them. Um, I really wish I would have had more patience with them. That's one thing um, I'd like a do-over on, but I think that's why patience is important, and it's a lesson, and it's a fruit of the Spirit, and it's why God teaches us about it in the Bible, because it's important. So here are the questions for today. First question, how can you develop patience? How can you develop patience? I think the only way is like the Bible says, you have to look at it as a test from God. So He's testing your faith, and you just have to trust Him that everything will work out. So if the plane's delayed, what are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do about it, right? You just have to be patient. You just have to wait for it. So unfortunately, you have to be tested in order to. Oh, Annie found something down there. What do you have, Annie? Annie, come on, Annie. Annie, we're going this way. Come on. There she comes. She's so good. I'm lucky. I don't need a lot of patience with her. She's too good for me. Anyway, I think that's what it is. I think, how can you develop patience? Well, it's almost like you have to be put in a situation or inconvenienced, and then you have to look at it as a test from God and ask Him for patience, and then just weather that storm. And then when you're done with it, I think that's how you can build on that fruit of the Spirit or that strength of character, patience. The second question, what do you guys think? I don't know. Put your answers in the comments and enlighten all of us, and maybe we can all learn from it. The second question is, why is this virtue so important? Well, here's why I think it's so important. Here, it's really starting to rain here. Why is this pouring? I don't think Annie's very happy. Oh, she's running way ahead of me toward the car. Why is this virtue so important? Well, honestly, I think about myself, how I used to be so impatient, like I mentioned before, with my kids or any other time when something had to be done or needed to be done. And I wasn't a very nice person or friendly to be around, right? Uh, they would just be upset, agitated, angry, just negative, right? Spewing negativity. And who wants to be around somebody like that? Nobody does, you know? I mean, of course, it's okay to grumble and a little bit, maybe joke around about the situation, but nobody wants to be around somebody negative. So I think that's why it's so important because if you're tested, if your patience is tested, it shows, your character, your fruit of your spirit. If you are patient, maybe you can be the positive one in the situation and joking around and help everybody through it, as opposed to being a negative or agitated person, right? What do you guys think? Why do you think patience is so important? Put your answers in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Enlighten me, enlighten others. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for your patience dealing with me and Annie in the rain today. I think it's the first time I made a video in the rain. It's cold too, so the good thing is I don't have to hold the umbrella, the camera phone, and Annie all at the same time because nobody else is out here. Well, thanks for your patience watching my video. If you liked it, please like it, share it with others, subscribe to my channel. Annie, come here. Subscribe to my channel. And until then, maybe God will give you an opportunity, and me too, to practice our patience today. And remember, it's a fruit of the Spirit. All right? Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.